Okay, I'm making this little video right here when I should probably be working on a paper I have to do. But what I want to talk about here is somewhat related, so I guess I'm trying to spark some ideas and get my creative juices flowing or something like that. And the idea is to partly that I just don't want to work on this paper, and partly that I'm just hitting some sort of block, even though it's a topic I'm very, very well equipped to talk about. The idea is that my paper is a thesis, is a kind of, well, not doctoral thesis, but a thesis paper in which I am attempting to prove that human beings are really nothing special. And the idea behind this is that it seems to me that human beings either do two things to their status in life. They will either put themselves on a higher plane than any other animal on the planet. You know, let's say we're special. We're a special case of animal. And something I'm coming to realize just now, in fact, is that they'll more often now, because it's trendy or something, will do the exact opposite. They'll put humanity as a lower creature of some sort. They'll say we are, a lesser being than other beings. Because, well, I should probably bring up that this whole thing started with watching reviews for the Lorax movie, which just came out. And I have no intention to see it now. I really don't. Because the reviews are really not helping it at all. But it illustrates my point, at least from the media perspective, that says, human beings, the basic premise of the movie, as I understand, is that, human beings are polluting assholes. And some of them are ecologically driven to save the environment, and those people are good. They are the people and the other people are the bad people. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is that the main point I'm always trying to make in these kind of arguments is that we're really no different. We're not different we're different in the sense that we are more adaptable, and therefore we have more capacity than any other animal. But our instinct-wise, our intellect-wise, we're really no different. If any other animal were in our position, they would be doing nothing different. Nothing at all. It would be, and something I recently learned about this, and it kind of proves my theory, is something called the Great Oxygen Catastrophe, which was some event that occurred, according to Wikipedia, occurred around pre-Cambrian period. I'm guessing at that because I can't remember eras like that. But point was, there was this new life form called cyanobacteria. I think it was cyanobacteria. I'll look it up later. But the point is that this was a bacteria that could produce oxygen. And, that's a good thing. That's, it's like maybe, make more oxygen for us or something like that. Problem was, this was before most other species could breathe oxygen. And, in fact, the cyanobacteria, it, in fact, killed more species than, according to Wikipedia, more species than any other time in history at one specific period, because they couldn't breathe the oxygen. And my point to this has always been, did the cyanobacteria ever stop and say, say to each other, guys, we have total dominance here. We have an ample supply of food. We have no predators eating us. We could essentially take over this planet, but let's not. Let's just stop what we're doing for ecological concerns, because we're killing a bunch of species here, and that's not a good thing, right? Never said that. And not just because they don't have the intellect, because that's not in their drive, that's not in their instincts. It's not in the instincts of any species to sacrifice itself for another species. Why would they? I mean, the point of evolution is to push, your own gene pool forward, not to push the gene pools of others forward. And that's, I mean, if you don't believe in evolution, I guess that's your problem. But my point is that, like I said, with the people who tend to bring humanity down, who say, well, in that respect, I'm actually lifting humanity up, because we are one of the few species on the planet that actually does have ecological concern in mind. We sometimes, rarely, say, this is a bad thing for the environment, let's stop. And no other species, I think, in history has ever said that. No, intelligent or otherwise, no other species has ever said, this is bad for everyone, let's not do this. Because every other species says, it's to our immediate benefit, let's go ahead and kill this species off in total extinction. It's just a natural phase of evolution. More species than humanity could ever kill in our entire lifetime, more species than we could ever make extinct in our entire lifetime, wouldn't be a 1/10 of a percentile of all the species that have ever gone extinct in history. So extinction is not a bad thing. It just means that you didn't pass evolution's test. And what I'm trying to, I guess my point, I keep saying that, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is that for people who want to put humanity down, we are, like I said, constantly, we are actually above other species, because we actually do have ecological mindset, and we can actually do these things that other species cannot do. On the other hand, for people who want to raise humanity up, they are confronted with the fact that humanity is, for the most part, very much driven by their instinct. The same instinct that caused the cyanobacteria to cause this extinction is the same instinct that's causing us to drive extinction. And there's really nothing good or evil about it. I mean, I guess when it seems like, some people do acknowledge this, that there is excuse me, there is the human animal, and that we should somehow be better than that. Even the people who bring humanity down say, there's something out there that is better than us, that we should be emulating. And I really can't think of what that would be. I mean, you might say it's like some kind of god or something like that, but evolutionary wise, that's an invention of humanity, and it's an artificial means. So essentially, we're saying we should be better than what we imagine ourselves could be better as, or something. And it's, I don't even know how to describe this. It's like saying we imagine we could be better, so we should be better because we imagined that we were. I could go on all day like this, but I'm just gonna. I think you get my point. Is that if you want to bring humanity down, there's actually some things to bring us up. You want to bring humanity up, there's some things to bring us down. So really, my point remains from the original point is that there's really nothing different about us. We are, and that's what I'm trying to focus on this paper with, is that we don't do anything different. And people who say we should be held to some kind of higher standard or something like that, or that we should be eradicated for our pestilence or whatever, I don't know what the argument is. It's really a pointless argument, because we're just doing what becomes natural to us. Regardless of whatever we do what comes natural to us. And there's nothing good or bad about that.